Hello, welcome to this very gentle chair yoga class for seniors. It's designed to help bring more energy into the body through some breath work and some movement, stretches, and flows in a chair. If at any time I'm asking you to do something that you can't do, for instance, get your arms up over your head, you might bring your hands to the top of your head or to your shoulders. Or if I'm asking you to lift a leg, if you can't get it as high as I'm demonstrating, don't worry about it. Lift as much as you can. Any kind of movement is so good for the body. It helps to get the blood flowing, which brings oxygen out into those limbs that so often don't get the nutrients that they deserve. If you like this chair yoga class, please hit like down below or consider subscribing to my channel so that you're notified with each class that I tape for you. And if you'd like to comment, let me know what you'd like me to work on, focus on, please put those comments down in the comment section, and I'll try to include those in future episodes. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to Yoga with Nancy. So glad you could join me. As always, we begin our practice with centering breath work and then move into asana or movement with our breath, and then we do a final relaxation at the end to let everything digest and integrate. And I thought this morning I would read a poem from the poet Donna Faulds, her book From Root to Bloom. And it's about those breaths before yoga, and it's called 10 Breaths. I count out 10 deep breaths before I enter the adventure of my practice. 10 breaths to bring myself present in the here and now, ignited by awareness. Energy wakes and carries me from effort into ease. Presence itself breathes through me, and the unseen substance of love so tangible and strong that each long breath offers up the key to my release. Beautiful poem about how the breath can do so many wonderful things for us. So let's find that nice tall spine with the feet planted on the floor or on blocks or books if they don't reach the floor. Lift the sternum and the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Take a nice breath in through the nose. Let the shoulders shrug up towards the ears. And then exhale through the mouth, a nice letting go breath as you let go of tension. Shoulders relax away from the ears. We'll do 2 more of these relaxing, letting go breaths. Inhaling through the nose, sighing it out through the mouth. One last time, inhaling, and then letting it go. Beautiful. Returning to the awareness of a nice long spine and resting the awareness on the breath and sensation of breath itself as you breathe in and out through the nose. So without trying to change the breath at all, just noticing, observing it, moving in and out through the nostrils. And perhaps in that awareness, finding the place in your own body where you feel the breath most as you bring the breath in. So it could be in the belly or the throat, in the chest or the nostrils. Finding that place of awareness where the breath resonates most with you in your body, and just resting your awareness there. Those 10 breaths before practice. I'm not counting, so you needn't count. Just become aware of the breath without any effort. Awareness itself can sometimes result in the expansion of breath, a deepening of the breath, all on its own. So you might become aware of that the breath has on its own just deepened, filled you up just a little bit more with each breath. Finding a little bit more relaxation and softness with each exhale. Taking 3 more deep, satisfying breaths. Letting the breath out in a nice, softening, relaxing way. before we begin to bring movement into the practice. One last breath. And then letting go of the anchor of the breath, beginning to bring movement to the breath as we breathe, or just let the body breathe without any particular control. Bring your arms down by your side, sit nice and tall, draw the belly button in towards the spine. And on an inhale, turn the palms away from you, float the arms out to the side and up overhead. And on your exhale, let the fingers press together, fingers tips touch, and the palms of the hands face down as you exhale. Press down with the hands, coming into a sun breath. The hands return down by your sides as you complete the exhale. On the inhale, the palms turn out to the sides, arms float out to the sides and up overhead. Beginning the exhale, the fingers point toward each other. Tips of the fingers touch, palms face down. As you exhale, press down with the hands, right down towards the lap. Letting the arms separate, the hands separate, bringing the arms down by your side. And one last sun breath as the palms turn out to the sides, floating out to the side walls, up overhead. Palms turn down as the fingertips touch. Exhale as you press down with the palms all the way down to the lap. Bring the hands down by your sides. Beautiful job. Next, in-breath brings the arms floating out to the sides and up overhead once again. Interlace the fingers, let the pointers reach high. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, draw the navel in towards the spine. Root down through the feet, nice strong legs here. So you're reaching up to the ceiling, from the armpit to the elbow through the wrists, out through the pointer fingers that are steepled right above you. Continuing to reach the pointers up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the side body. Bring your awareness to the expansion of the ribs on either side as you reach up. And on an exhale, take a lean over to the right. So as you lean to the right, both sitting bones stay connected to the chair. A nice stretch into the left side ribs here, breathing into that space. Paying attention to how the pose feels to you. So if you're struggling in the lean and the breath is hard to fill you up, come out of it just a little bit so that the breath can be full, so that you're not struggling or straining. There's effort, but there's also ease in the breath. Inhale, reach up with the fingertips. Exhale, bring that lean over to the left this time. Both sitting bones rooting down into the chair. Navel drawn back to the spine. Nice lengthening through the right ribs. Breathing into that expansion. On an inhale, bring the fingertips to point up towards the ceiling again. And on your exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Nice job. Take opposite hand to opposite shoulder, right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. Sit nice and tall. Let the sternum and the crown of the head lift, navel drawn into the spine. On an exhale, take a twist to the right. So the twist happens just above the waist, above the navel, into the waist, low ribs, mid ribs, and shoulders. And then the neck is the last part of the twist, so it can stay right in the center of the chest if your neck is not awake or if it's stiff. Or you can play with turning it to look over the right shoulder. Never forcing into the cervical spine, into the neck. You only want to go as far as you can comfortably go, no strain. Pausing here in the twist, taking a nice breath in and out. Inhaling to center, facing forward, exhaling into the twist to the left. And again, the head can stay centered, the chin centered in the chest, or you can start to bring it to look over the back shoulder if it feels right for you. Inhaling, come back to center. Take a nice breath in, shrug the arms up, and on the exhale, sigh it out. Inhale. And exhale. Great way to relieve tension anytime during the day is to sigh. Nice deep breath in and a nice big sigh out. Great way to just gather yourself together when you're feeling a little stressed. Moving into some shoulder work, bring your arms down by your sides. And on your inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, reaching to either side of the wall on either side of you. Palms are facing up. On your exhale, bring your hands to cup your shoulders. Imagining a pencil or a crayon on the end of each elbow, begin to draw circles on the walls on either side of you. So you're just making circles with your elbows. Hands are cupping the shoulders, slowly making the circles larger and larger. Big, slow circles. So when we move slowly and with intention, we don't want to race through these movements. Finding a place to pause, and then reversing the direction that the circles were in, starting small, always slow, and then letting the circles get larger and larger. Coming to stillness with the elbows still pointing to either side of you and your hands cupping your shoulders. On an inhale, press the elbows back. Open up the front body. You might even gaze slightly up. A little arch in the low back will be created here. And on your exhale, bring the elbows towards each other, round the back, and tuck the chin. So we're coming into seated cat and cows. Inhaling, open up the elbows, press back. Hands are still cupping the shoulders. Heart lifts. Maybe the gaze lifts, and on the exhale, elbows come towards each other, chin tucks, and the back rounds to the back of the chair. Moving through this cycle of cat and cow with your breath, inhaling always the expansion, the opening, the pressing back of the elbows. And the exhaling when everything comes together and the back arches as the elbows move towards each other and the chin tucks. Making this a slow, steady movement that should feel good, not going so far that you create any strain, never any pain. So all of these movements should feel fine, almost delicious on your body. So it doesn't matter how deeply you move into a posture or into a movement, respecting your body. Really diving in and seeing how it feels. Coming to stillness, letting your arms come down, hands on your lap, palms up. Inhale, shrug up, and exhale, sigh it out. Bring your hands back down by your sides, fingers pointing down to the earth and pressing towards each other. So the palms are facing in. Moving into some arm movements here. On an inhale, reach the right arm forward and then up towards the ceiling. Bicep by the ear, if you can get it back that far, or as far back as your arm will allow you to go. On your exhale, reach forward and let the arm return back down by your sides. Inhale, left arm reaches forward and up, and maybe presses back so the bicep is by the ear if it's available. So see how far your body will take you. Inhale the right arm forward and up, and exhale forward and down. Alternating with your breath, inhaling, reaching forward and up, and exhaling forward and down. It's kind of a little dance with the music of your breath being the rhythm of the movement, the pace of the movement. So let it be fluid and smooth. Nice job. Bringing both arms down by your sides, sitting nice and tall, we're going to begin to work the leg. So on an inhale, extend the right leg forward, lift it up, and flex the toes. So if you can get it as high as your hip, that's great. If you don't get it that far, that's okay too. Bring it as far as you can and without leaning forward towards your foot. You want the spine to stay long. Exhale, bring the foot back down so that the ankle is underneath the knee. Inhale, the left leg extends, then lifts, foot flexes. Exhale, the heel comes down to the ground. Slide the foot back so that the ankle is under the knee. Moving to the right, right leg extends and lifts, foot flexes. Exhale, heel down to the ground, slide the foot back. So alternating this movement, extending and flexing, lowering and drawing the foot back. Again, to the music of your own breath. So the pace is up to you. I like to cue inhales and exhales, but if that pace doesn't work for you and your breath, just come to a place where your breath and the pace of your breath is comfortable. There's no rules, per se. I like to think of expanding on the inhale, making space, and exhaling, bringing everything back to where it was. Coming to stillness here, we're going to begin alternate arm and alternate leg, starting with the right arm and the left leg on your inhale. Right arm reaches forward, left leg extends. Right arm reaches up, and the left toes flex. Exhale, everything lowers. Left leg lowers and slides back as the right arm lowers and comes back by your side. Moving to the other side, inhaling left arm, right leg up, flexing the toes, and exhaling, everything moves back down. Moving again from side to side, alternate leg and arm. Finding a nice pace and rhythm that works for you. We're working our core as well, so keep the navel drawn in towards the spine. Keep the spine nice and long. Working the muscles in the legs, arms, shoulders, back. And then bring everything to stillness. Rest your hands on your lap, pausing and noticing. Beautiful job. Getting the arms and the legs working together. Sometimes it can be challenging. So we're going to move into some side reaches. So bring your arms out to the sides. Palms are facing down, fingers are together and pointing out to the side. Imagining that you're playing a tug of war. You're holding on to a rope with each hand. So the team on your right is winning as it draws you over to the right. Both sitting bones stay on the chair as you lean to the right, working those side muscles. Inhaling, coming back up, nice tall spine. Exhaling, the team on the left is winning, so it's drawing you over to the left, both sitting bones staying on the ground or on the chair, if you will, and you're leaning to the left. Side muscles are working here. Inhaling back up, exhaling over to the right. So the arms stay reaching, and it's just this slow, steady tug of war. You might feel the effort in the side ribs, the obliques, the muscles in the side body. So just allow that effort and ease to be the case. Don't move into strain. So you're efforting enough so that that team on your right and left doesn't win and pull you over. Nice side-to-side action. And then bringing yourself back to neutral. Coming into sun salutations, walk your feet about as wide as the legs of your chair. Bring your arms down by your sides with the fingers pointing down to the earth and the palms facing in. Draw the navel and lift the sternum and the crown of the head. Roll the shoulders up and back and let them glide away from the ears. Root down for the leg, through the legs and the feet. Really feel supported, really grounded here. On your inhale, turn the palms out to the sides. Sweep the arms out and up overhead. On your exhale, come to cactus arms. Inhale, lean slightly forward, draw the belly button in. Exhale, hands to the thighs. Glide the hands towards the knees as you reach the heart forward. You can stay here, or you can glide the hands over the knees and down to the ankles. Let the crown of the head point down. Torso supported by the thighs, and the breath can be full as there's space for the torso between the legs, so the legs are wide enough to allow space for the body to breathe. Hanging out here for a couple of breaths in this forward fold. If this is too much for you, if you get dizzy or lightheaded, you might bring your hands back to your thighs and lift your torso so your gaze is at the floor and the crown of the head is reaching forward. On your next inhale, if your hands are down by your ankles, come to your fingertips, reach the heart forward, And on your exhale, fold. On your inhale to come up, your hands can press into your thighs, or you can root down through your feet and reach the arms wide, bringing them out to the sides and up overhead as the torso comes back to vertical. Arms reach overhead, palms touch. Exhale the hands to the heart. Releasing the hands down by your sides. We'll do this one more time. On your inhale, the palms turn out as the arms float up to the side and up overhead, pressing the palms together. On your exhale, come to cactus arms. On your inhale, lean slightly forward. On your exhale, hands to the thighs. Glide the hands to the knees as the torso leans over those thighs. Heart reaches forward. Stay here if this is the place for you, or let the hands glide over the knees down to the ankles. Let the crown of the head point down. On your inhale, come to your fingertips. Lift and lengthen your spine. And on your exhale, fold back down. On your inhale, options, hand to thighs to press up, or arms sweep out to the sides, engaging the core, drawing the navel back to the spine. Draw the torso back to vertical, arms reach up overhead, palms press together. And exhale, the hands glide to the heart. Thumbs press into the sternum, palms press together. Pausing here for a moment and just feeling the after effects of those sun salutations. Could be a moment of rapid heartbeat or warming of the body. Perhaps some subtle energy moving, maybe a little more than subtle, maybe an effervescence. As we bring movement to the body, letting the blood flow freely, bringing oxygen to those places that might have otherwise been a little bit of starved for it. So an observation of what has changed or shifted since we started the practice. Nice breaths in and nice breaths out. Bringing your hands to your thighs. Palms can press down this time. Take a nice breath in and a nice sigh out. On your inhale, let the hands glide towards the knees. Fold forward towards the thighs. Let the torso be long. Engage your core. Root down through your feet. Then pressing into the thighs, lift the torso vertical and let the back move towards the back of the chair. We're using our core strength here. Belly button's drawn to the spine. Leaning back towards the back of the chair, but you may or may not touch. Inhaling back to vertical, exhaling, leaning forward. Using your hands as support as you let the torso float forward, folding at the hip creases. Inhale up and exhale, leaning back, really working those core muscles. One more inhale, lengthen up, torso lifts. Exhale, fold forward, keep those muscles working. Inhale back to vertical. You can press into your thighs with your hands to help you come up. Exhale, lean back one last time. Keep the breath moving. And then come back to vertical. Beautiful, beautiful job. Nice breaths in. And nice breaths out. One last movement for the hips. Root down through the right foot. Lift the left foot off the ground. Bring your hands underneath your thigh so that the left knee is lifted and your hands are underneath the back of that thigh. The shin is hanging neutrally, just hanging down from the knee. We're going to draw circles with the left knee as if there's a crayon on it. Just out in front of us is the canvas or the paper. So we're making the movements happen from the hip crease. The knee stays steady. It's just not moving in any direction. The shin is just dangling down from the knee. And the circles are happening right at the hip joint. Pausing, determining which way you were going, and then reverse direction, starting with small circles and slowly letting them get larger. Hugging your knee into your chest, pointing and flexing your toe several times, circling your ankle in one direction, and after 3 or 4 repetitions in that direction, move in the other direction. Lower the left foot down to the ground, press that left foot into the ground, lift the right leg, hold behind the thigh. So we're going to do those circles on this side from the hip joint. 3 or 4 nice slow circles, getting larger with each repetition. And then pausing and reversing direction. Hugging that shin, that whole leg in. So wrapping the shin, hugging the shin and the leg in towards the torso. Point and flex the toe. Keep breathing. Circling the ankle in one direction. Big, slow, juicy circles. And then moving it in the opposite direction. Lowering that right foot down to the ground. Finding your way into a nice comfortable spot for shavasana. So shavasana is where we integrate all the movement, all the breath work. We allow the body some stillness so that it can digest. So if you're able to get down on the floor and you'd like to do shavasana lying on your back on the floor, by all means, find your way down to the floor, to a mat, or just to the floor itself, the rug, or having a blanket or something under you is often more comfortable than a hardwood floor, if that's what you have. Or you can stay in your chair, absolutely fine. Scooch forward slightly, let the back lean against the chair, maybe a pillow underneath your low back. Extend the legs long. Bring the hands to a comfortable place, either by your sides or on your lap. Let the shoulders relax. Bringing awareness to the breath without changing it, just once again noticing it, coming back, recycling back to the breath and our awareness of it. Maybe layering on some gratitude for the way our body breathes for us without any instruction. Just knows how to do it. And as you rest in shavasana, I'll guide you through little body parts. You might bring your awareness to that part of the body, and without expecting any change or anything to happen, just noticing it, maybe noticing some subtle energy. You might notice nothing at all, and that's okay. Just rest your awareness in that spot for just a breath. Beginning with the scalp, the forehead and temples, the back of the head, and all the little facial muscles that bring an expression to the face. You might allow the jaw to become heavy and hang from the skull. A little more space between the lower and the upper teeth. Relaxing the tongue into the lower jaw so that it spreads and fills that space. Sensing down both arms from the shoulders to the elbows and the elbows to the wrists. Backs of the hands and the palms of the hands. Each of the 10 fingers. The low back and belly, the heart space and the lungs. Sensing down both legs from hip to knee, knee to ankle, tops of the feet and the soles of the feet, on each of the 10 toes. Perhaps becoming aware that the more relaxed you become, the more aware you become in this presence of the here and now. And resting in this space for as long as you wish waking only when you're ready with a nice full body stretch. Going about your day with this sense of peace, knowing that your breath can bring you this sense of peace and relaxation. Until next time, namaste.